one thing that scares you every day. Those small things that make us uncomfortable help us build courage to do the work that we were created to do. Eleanor Roosevelt. My name is Christopher Donnell, and it is Monday morning, meaning it's time for another Motivational Monday. Uncomfort, comfort, those are words that we like to hear sometimes and things we don't like to hear. We love to know about the comfort of our pillow and our blankets when we're cuddled up in there and we're sleeping in on a Saturday morning. The uncomfort of bad news, or the uncomfort of going to exercise, or to have a savings account, or a plan to do things that are uncomfortable now for a more comfortable future. Planning for the unknown is uncomfortable. And I would say that Jesus knew this uncomfort, but yet he walked in uncomfort because he knew that it was his calling to accomplish a goal. I would also say that our good friend Eleanor Roosevelt understood this as well with her quote, and here it is again: do one thing every day that scares you. Those small things that make us uncomfortable help us build the courage to do the work we were created to do. Not only did Jesus and Eleanor Roosevelt understand this, but Jesus' disciples knew this. They knew about getting uncomfortable when they laid down their fishing nets and followed Jesus, when they dropped their jobs and occupation, when they left family and their home to follow after this gospel, this good news from this man named Jesus. This is also something the early church knew. After Jesus had died and risen again, he came and visited, and he planted the church, and he encouraged them, and he encouraged them to get uncomfortable, to not just stay where they were, but to go out into the world with the gospel. So much so that he left them with his final words on earth. You will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea, in Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. Acts 1:8. Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria. What do these three places have to do with us? What did they have to do with the early church? What do they have to do with getting uncomfortable? Well, the city of Jerusalem was where they were. This was home base, their hometown. They knew their neighbors. They knew the market down the street. They knew where to go for the things they needed. But Jesus told him to go there. They said, go into Jerusalem. Make that place known for the kingdom of God. Spread the gospel there. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your friends. Talk to your families. Spread the good news. Spread hope there at home base. But then he goes to say, go to Judea. Now, if you think about your geographical location, you could think about the next town over. For me, I'm here in Urbana, Ohio, and you could pick any town. We'll just say Mechanicsburg is about a 15-minute drive away from Urbana. Now, this is the same as what Jesus was telling the disciples. Don't just go to your home base, your hometown, your home spot where your friends and family are, but also go to the towns around you, to go into the deeper areas of your region, right? Like it'd be our county. He says, go to Judea. So not only do you go to Urbana with the gospel, you go to Mechanicsburg. But Jesus doesn't stop there. He tells us to go even more, get more uncomfortable, to lose some more comfort. He says, go to the region of Samaria. Now, maybe you heard about the Samaritan woman at the well, or the Good Samaritan. Samaria was not the best place for Jewish people to hang out. These were kind of their sworn enemies, and actually violence could happen at any given moment if the situation went down wrong. And so not only was Jesus telling them to go spread the good news and get uncomfortable for God in their hometown, not only was he saying also go to the next town over that's also maybe a little bit further out of your reach and costs a little more to get there, but to go get uncomfortable there. But then he says, go to the place that's actually against what you love and like, and maybe your sworn enemy. Maybe the most uncomfortable place at all is the person that you can't have a conversation with because it's just too hard. So he's telling them to go to Samaria. You could think of that even geographically, like us traveling to Columbus from Urbana. You think about an hour and a half trip or something like that. It's even further than just your home base. It's even further than just the town next door. It costs more to go there. It's more uncomfort. But Jesus doesn't stop there. He also says, to the ends of the earth. Now, you could read into that as many ways as you want, but to the ends of the earth sounds like everything. It costs everything. It's going to be really uncomfortable to go there. If you think about taking a cross-country trip or a cross-the-world journey, it's not easy. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of saving. It takes a lot of calculation. And it's going to cost us something, which means it gets uncomfortable to go there. So would it be a stretch to say that Jesus desires for us to go to both the familiar, what we know, and the very unfamiliar to get uncomfortable? Again, just like that quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, do one thing every day that scares you, that causes a little bit of angst, because you know it's going to cost something now for it to pay off in the future. Those small things that make us uncomfortable help us build courage to do the work that we are called to do. See, the church is not moving towards some idealized past, but it's moving towards the newness of God. This is true for you and me as well. We are not moving to where we were. We're moving to where we're called to. You know, we may like to hang out in Jerusalem. That is home base. We may love our comfort of our hometown of Urbana or wherever you find yourself. But then Jesus says, not only do you take the gospel there and get uncomfortable there, you have to go to Judea. And not only do you have to go to one town over and get uncomfortable there, you have to go to Samaria, which is going to be really uncomfortable because it's going to cost you more. And not only do you go there, you have to go to the ends of the earth, because the gospel is worth it. The good news is worth it, not only for us, but for those who are going to receive it. So what will you do today that is uncomfortable, that will bring prosperity later? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's setting that alarm clock to go to the gym. It's probably me. Maybe it's saving. Maybe it's not spending something today so that you have a more financial, healthier future. Maybe it's loving someone that you haven't quite loved right. Maybe it's forgiveness. Maybe it's choosing words to heal instead of to harm. Whatever it is that Jesus is calling you to get uncomfortable with, know that every time we get uncomfortable on purpose, we're actually smoothing grounds for the kingdom to grow and for us to grow as well. So get uncomfortable today. Find that thing that's going to move you along your journey to look like Jesus. We love you. We'll pray for you, and we'll see you next week.